What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Smiths, and we're going back to the 1986 album The Queen is Dead, and we're up to the tune Frankly, Mr. Shankly. I enjoy the rhyme of it, the sort of alliterative quality, the same sequence of letters twice. Our brains, it's funny, like alliteration, it's like metaphor or like puns. There's a certain level which our brains are sort of inclined to enjoy, and then past that it can feel a bit too rich, and it sort of it elicits a sort of negative response. So I think you can overdo alliteration, but I think in sort of nice, concise and tidy packages, it can be a very effective and memorable way to phrase things. So, right out of the gate, I enjoy the simplicity and the symmetry and again, sort of phonetic quality of the title. I don't really know a Mr. Shankly from literature. Perhaps I'm failing to recall something I have read. Admittedly, over time, as I got to college and to grad school, I began reading much more nonfiction material than fiction. Not to say that I don't read a good novel here and there, because I certainly do, but yeah, I'm perhaps a little bit less knowledgeable in the world of literature than I am in terms of nonfiction, like historical writing, anthropological writing, sociology, and so on. Nevertheless, off the top of my head, I cannot recall a Mr. Shankly from literature. Maybe it's a character that relates to the history of guys in the band. Perhaps it's just a name given to a character that represents a sort of, an archetype or a stereotype, a type of person that one might find, whether in Manchester or elsewhere. I really do have to say I've noticed the degree to which the local history of where they came from influenced their music, their thinking, the themes of their songs. Obviously, I would not be surprised if there's more of that coming. Obviously, also, there's tunes that I think speak to broader issues, whether, in the UK at large, or even sort of speaking to the very essence of the human condition. A number of people have commented on, the idea of having a song about really kind of laying it out there for someone else, and putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable, and not knowing if they care to reciprocate, or if they just they're gonna I don't like you anymore, leave me alone, and sort of shatter your world. I think that speaks to a sort of inherently human emotional state more than any particular regional flavor. But like I said, it does seem like some of their songs are very specifically about the places that they came from. So let's find out. This is, as I said, Frankly, Mr. Shankly, and it's from the 1986 album The Queen is Dead.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly, this position I've held, it pays my way and it corrodes my soul. I want to leave, you will not miss me. I want to go down in musical history.
Oh, he walked off the job to play indie rock?
Frankly, Mr. Shankly, I'm a sickening wreck. I've got the 21st century breathing down my neck. I'm a smooth fast, you understand me. I want to go down in celluloid history. Shankly.
He wants to be in films? Sort of an interesting flavor. I don't know if I remember hearing any of the songs before.
Fame, fatal fame. It can play hideous tricks on the ground. But still I'd rather be famous than righteous or holy. Any day, any day, any day. But sometimes I feel more fulfilled making Christmas cards with an ugly ill. I want to live and I want to love. I want to catch something that I might be ashamed of.
Oh.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly, this position I've held, it pays my way and it corrodes my soul. I didn't realize that you wrote poetry. I didn't realize you wrote such bloody awful poetry, Mr. Shankly.
I was like, there's a bit more depth to Mr. Shankly? Oh no, I guess not.
You are fat champagne in the house. I do not mean to be so rude. Still I must
very cheeky.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly. Oh, money.
Give us money. There's literally no part of that song that's not hilarious. You shouldn't attack punk rock posters. That's not what you're supposed to do. And she looks at me like cockeyed, like, you know, oh what, I'm innocent. Nevertheless, that was a very funny song. It seems like it was maybe about his boss or at least a coworker, and it's like, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna be a star, I'm gonna be famous. You know, ultimately I'd rather be famous than righteous or holy because, you know, at least there's something to that. And then, oh, I didn't know you wrote poetry, Mr. Shankly. I didn't know you wrote such god-awful poetry. There's so much funny going on there. I really have to listen to that again. But yeah, it was shorter than I expected. I think, you know, most of their songs are a little bit longer than that, so... which isn't a criticism. It was just like when it ended, I was like, oh wow, like I didn't know it was coming to an end so quickly. But like I said, like sonically, there are a couple moments where like, wow, this is a sort of palette I can't remember hearing specifically from them. You really should not bite punk rock posters. It's not appreciated. So yeah, that was an interesting one, and I enjoy the sort of silliness of it. It definitely seemed a bit more comedy based than some of their songs, which, you know, have been about like murders and sort of awful headmasters and all sorts of sort of unpleasant things about youth and so on. But that one was a bit funny. So let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.